Just hit it and quit it. You know?
Dang, man. That's
what
cold.
I always say. That's my
cold.
catchphrase. Hit it and quit it.
You always say that. You're right.
When I'm talking about songs.
Of course. What were you thinking about?
Welcome back to What the Podcast. I'm Ryan.
I'm John.
And together we are
Ryan and John.
on the couch, as always, producer Cara Philly and
Second week after, and you can't even get it right.
producer Cara Tafolla and the lovely Annie Skovmand.
Wait, can we
Wow,
talk about
that
that
one
for a
hurt.
second?
That one was
Is it weird for
painful.
you? How weird is it that your last name has changed?
Weird.
You don't even think about it. Do you
If
ever
I
think
asked
about
you-
your last name? I don't even
Yes.
think about my name at all.
Yes.
I think girls
See-
think about it a lot more because it's
Yeah, we're
boys
different.
always have their last names.
That's true.
Like,
I
we
went a
think about,
long
like,
time
I'm gonna change
for
this.
several years telling people that I was 21. Like I just totally hadn't even processed that I was like 23.
Yeah, well,
Oh, I've done that.
that's fair. I mean, how many years ago was 2017?
4.
Or
Yeah, to me it feels like when you say 2017, I
You're
think
like,
like,
oh, 2 years
yeah,
ago.
it's like 2 years ago. But I also think like 2010 was like 5 years ago. So what does it mean? What does any of it mean?
What does any of it mean?
Nothing. Hey, how'd you like that intro there, John?
it was really good.
Are you going to join us, or are you
No,
just
I,
going to
and
like?
I'm here now.
Hey,
but
Jordan.
what I was wondering is, no, what I'll say is that
Jordan.
it was nice because you went through kind of a full range of options. We got to listen to it, which was nice. So you were kind of all over the map. But first it was really like heavy metal, and then it kind of slid into this 80s, which was really
Yeah.
nice. By
Oh,
the way.
thank you, thank you.
Very nice.
Truly.
I'm always proud of your intros.
Truly grateful of the praise I'm receiving right now. We're back, the Fab Four in the studio.
True.
Good old fashioned
Four.
podcast.
Last week was a lot. I'm not gonna lie. There was several people in the studio. So that much.
Several. Yeah, I knew it was overwhelming for you.
How could you tell?
Well, because it was recently.
Thank you. You're breaking. You're
Spoiler.
breaking
Spoiler
the fourth
alert.
wall.
Yes, right now at this very moment when this podcast airs, I am surfing on the back of a turtle.
Wow.
Wow.
Is it
I
illegal?
hope
It's
not.
very illegal.
I really hope not.
It's illegal.
Very illegal.
If you name our
I'm
surf-
being,
the
I'm being
surfboard
detained
turtle.
by Hawaiian police right now.
Don't touch it.
Don't do it.
Just
Don't
don't
you
touch
freaking
it.
do
Oh my
it.
gosh,
Especially if
the
you're white, don't
last time when we went to
Expose
Kauai.
yourself. Expose
no,
yourself.
No. We
Did
were
you-
on the beach.
She
It's a
touched a
video
turtle.
podcast.
Oh
Do not
my
expose
Oh,
yourself on this.
we were on
Save
the
that
beach.
for the honeymoon. Thank
PG.
you.
And we had, like-
Ayo.
Hey. Sorry, Kara. Continue.
Sorry,
You're on the
Mrs.
beach.
Tafoya. Sorry, Mrs. Tafoya.
We had just gotten to the beach.
Go ahead and
we
talk
were
into
there
your
for
mic, though.
maybe
It would help if you talked in the mic.
We were there for maybe, like-
There we go.
maybe like 20 minutes, and then all these people start like surrounding the edge of the water, all this stuff, and we see, and this poor baby turtle is literally just trying to get out of the water to just rest on the sand, and all of these people are going around
Following
it,
its
so
cameras,
it
they're just
can't
like,
come out.
it's paparazzi.
And we're like,
What are you
"Get
wearing?"
like, stay away from the turtle. It's trying to get out, and this poor turtle was just swimming in circles
Nice.
by all the rocks, trying to find a spot to crawl out, and it ended up just going back into the ocean and didn't get to rest. It was sad.
Hey, I see a turtle. I turn the other direction. I never want to see a turtle.
What you never want to see?
Never want to see him.
The only time that I would, because like you're always tempted to touch a turtle, right?
Yeah.
Always
The
tempted.
only time that I really was like, oh, I'm gonna touch this turtle was I saw one and I was snorkeling, and granted I was snorkeling in this area that's kind of like coined Turtle Town in Maui, and so like you see a ton of turtles anyway, but this one had this giant hook, and I was like, oh, if I could
no.
just
So you
like,
turn into
if I
sea
could just
rescue.
like grab it out,
Yep.
You're
and it
not
had
allowed
like
to.
line,
But it's not that easy.
but no, they're fast. They
Did you say
don't
you're not
look
allowed
fast.
to?
You're not allowed to
If you
touch the
see a,
turtle.
You're
but
not
if
allowed
you
to
see
touch
a
it.
hook, I mean,
Yeah, that one I think they'd be okay with.
did you get it? So did you get it?
No,
or
I went to go swim by it to just even see if I could just, because I didn't want to grab the fishing line because
Right.
it's like safe.
Of course.
And I wanted to just like, if I could just, because it was
Yep.
a really big hook, if I could just like scoop the hook and like pull it
Of
out really
course.
fast.
Nope.
But those suckers are fast.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
They'll
You're in their
they'll
turf,
switch
you
on
know?
a dime.
Yep.
Like I watched someone snorkeling touch like the back of one, and
attack.
that
You've never
thing
seen a
was
turtle, huh?
gone.
Yeah. Well,
What kind of noise do you think a turtle makes?
I was just making a general. First of all,
Yeah.
you're gonna come at me for the
Go ahead.
noise.
Yeah.
I was just
Which
making
was
a
what?
general.
Can you just give us?
like attack.
Turtle.
I don't know what turtles, especially sea turtles. I don't know what sea turtles noise
Well, they don't make any noise. They're underwater. So
Okay.
Don't they like
But
squeak?
they definitely make noise.
or like not
though.
squeak or like squawk.
That's
I don't know.
I've heard.
That's
I've heard
dolphins.
them like
I
yell.
don't
that's
know.
parrots.
They
It's a high
like
pitch.
yeah.
like hello.
When I was in Kauai, when we were in Kauai.
Yeah, back when
I
you were
was,
in
Well, I
Kauai.
was swimming alone. I was in a spot fully alone,
alone.
and I
So
saw
she
a
basically
turtle.
was in Kauai herself.
I saw a turtle just like way under the reef, like under a rock, sleeping. And I was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna hang out with this guy for a little bit, like just float above him
Me
and
and
watch
turtle
him."
just, like,
and when I went to leave that spot, I turned around and a freaking massive turtle was right behind me, and I was like, "Ah!"
They're huge. They are giant.
Freaked me out.
Crazy.
I was
Are
like,
they
"Are you
aggressive?
following me, you little turtle?"
But
Yeah, no, they'll bite you.
They're territorial. Like,
yeah.
I mean, they're pretty docile, but I've seen a turtle kind of like turn and kind of like swim
Attack
towards
you?
some, not attack, but they have big beaks. Like,
Jeez.
they're not
And
to be
they're-
messed with.
Oh my gosh, their beaks are scary
If I
looking.
screen share it, will we be able to see it?
Yeah.
I got it.
Oh yeah. You should just
the
gotta switch it
turtle?
over.
I found this picture.
Hold on.
That really stuck with me that I wanted to show on the podcast.
Hold on.
Oh jeez.
Switching over.
Okay.
I don't know if it's really going to be worth
No,
it, but
it's worth it.
How it feels to listen to a podcast.
You're like laughing with your friends, but nobody else is there.
It's like a picture of people. Like, you're
it's
not
like
actually
you're not
there.
actually with them,
Oh
but you're
my
like, yeah, me too,
gosh.
guys.
Yeah.
Same.
So hopefully you don't feel that
I ran
way.
into someone who listens to our podcast.
We talked a little bit about it last
Yeah,
week.
I called you
But
guys
tell
to
us.
tell about
Tell
it.
it. I want the story from the
'Cause-
source because I told it
Somebody-
last week and
Yeah, it was
I'm sure I
very
botched it.
abbreviated, yeah.
Oh, but basically, I work at a bridal shop. I feel like we all know that if you've been listening.
Can't tell you
Yes.
which one, but
It's a
you love
bridal
it a lot.
shop.
That's
A
right.
I love it.
high-profile bridal shop.
Yep, which is lovely.
It is lovely.
Shoot.
It is
And
lovely.
that was Annie's last week, believe it or not.
And that's my 2 weeks.
Gosh.
But I was talking to a bride who happened to know everyone here.
Yep.
And she had a friend on the couch, and it was before like we had made the connection that she had done theater with you all and knew
Yeah.
you all. And her friend on the couch goes, "This is so weird, but do you do a podcast with John Albright?" And I was like,
I said, yeah, I'm a member of Albright Entertainment, yes.
"Yeah,
I'm a big
do
fan.
you watch it?" She goes, "No, I listened to it, but I recognized your voice, and I saw how
That-
your name was spelled." And I
That
was
is the
like,
best part for me.
"What?" And then she asked for, she kind of like, her friends kind of asked for a picture for her, but it was like surreal to
It's
be
the
like,
love
picture
it.
that really
that
got
really
me.
made it.
Yeah.
They like
That she
asked.
wanted
Because
a
it's one
picture.
thing, I feel like, every once in a while you'll see friends and like, oh, this is your podcast. Oh, thanks. But with like the photo must have been really cool.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It was kind of weird because it was
How'd
like
you
I was
pose?
at my job. We just hugged.
It's like nice.
Whoa,
like
good old-fashioned huggy pic.
Was it
Yeah.
posted?
Yeah, that's the best
know.
opportunity for a
I don't-
bit
You
to be
know
like,
it was.
actually, it's $5 for a photo.
Yeah,
I actually, my
And she's like,
PR
"Oh,
manager.
it's
Let's
okay.
see if I can find it.
You're like, no, I'm just kidding. Come on.
What celebrity do you feel like you have a personal connection to?
A personal
Do you feel like you have
connection.
any personal connection to celebrities?
Yes.
That like if you met them, you'd be like vibing out with them?
It's hard because like I listen to a lot of podcasts. So like Dax Shepard, I feel like he
Yes.
shares so much about his life
Yeah.
on Armchair Expert that like I'm like, oh, if I ran
If
into
I
him,
ran
I'd be
into him,
like,
we could
"Hey,
catch up on
Dax,
something we
Monica,
know."
What's up?
Yeah.
You know,
Hey, you guys, remember that thing we were talking about the other day?
Right.
They'd be like, "What are you talking about?"
who are you?
Yeah. Oh, Annie with an I. Oh, yeah, from what the podcast?
What's the pod? Oh, and Growing Pains. Oh yeah. We listened to that.
I feel like sometimes when I see John Mayer's social media, I feel like it's just like to me because he's so not like formal
to
on his
me.
posts. Like he, and he does the whole like live Instagram videos and stuff. I'm like, yep, me and John Mayer just hanging out, a couple of cheeky little friends.
Yeah, I don't know that I have anybody that I feel personally connected to.
Cool.
I
All
also
right,
feel
so
like
podcast
Stanley.
over, I guess.
Thanks for watching, guys.
The answer is no from John.
I also feel like Stanley Tucci.
That guy's funny.
Stanley Tucci's funny.
Specifically
Man, one of the best
in
actors
Hunger
in the
Games.
world.
Which one? Which girl was it?
I feel like, okay, this is going to be kind of a
Okay,
weird
Cara.
one. But I think,
the
Don't expose them. Okay, keep it yourself.
I feel like, and
Thank
this
you.
might change over time, but Tom Holland feels pretty down to earth. But I don't
Yeah.
know that he is. I mean,
I
The
feel
younger
like
generation, right?
yeah.
we're setting that up to something's gonna go wrong.
Oh
Really?
yeah, he's
I-
way too innocent and like
Oh yeah.
Something's
Lovable.
gonna come out of like.
But something
He
in
actually
the back of my mind,
did
I feel
something
like
bad.
maybe there's some like his management is maybe trying to protect that a little bit.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think also
I
like
don't
when
know.
because he got famous off of a young character,
Spider-Man.
and so I think the reality is we kind of encapsulate him in this
Broadway
like, super
first.
honest.
Yes.
Okay, Broadway first.
Nobody knew who he was.
Wasn't he Billy Elliot in Broadway or something?
Nobody knew who
Yeah.
that kid was.
Yeah, but no one knew. He
Not
wasn't,
to the
not
extent
like
that we
now.
do
Also,
today.
Yeah.
what attachment do you have to Broadway? Like Broadway first, for the record.
Well, don't. Are you really good?
For the
Do
record,
not
Just
he
saying.
was
Not
Billy
Broadway
Elliot.
rat. Go ahead.
I
Broadway
was like,
rat.
do not send us down that spiral. Here, be like, my attachment to Broadway is.
Go yes. Oh jeez. Goes off for 2 minutes.
Yep.
The wickedly
While-
talented
while
Adele Dazeem.
While Ryan goes, hold on, context.
I'm like, so just so we know, Cara likes theater.
I'm
Is
kidding.
all the context you need.
Cara, do you have anybody that you feel personally connected to, celebrity wise? Don't say Taylor Swift.
I mean, yeah, right.
No,
Easy
she's
answer.
gone through way too much stuff.
Whoa,
Yeah, same.
She's gone
Don't
through
feel
a lot.
connected.
dang. She said, your relationship has been way too solid.
Yeah, it has.
True.
She's like, yeah.
That was the longest pause of my life.
She goes,
She like thinks
Sure.
about it.
True.
No, I don't really think I have anyone that I would like personally connect with.
like if you saw him in public, you'd be like, hey, what's up?
Okay, Ryan, I
Like,
guess we're
not-
just the odd man out here. Wow, whatever.
I mean, my
Cheers.
fave is Maya
Okay,
Mitchell.
cool. Great
I love Maya
podcast.
Mitchell.
Who you did meet in
I did
person,
meet.
and she was very personable.
Yeah.
was it?
Maya Mitchell from the
Maya
Fosters.
Mitchell from
Teen Beach
the
movie?
Fosters from Teen
Oh,
Beach movie.
Got that. Yep.
Yeah.
That one.
From
Met her at
That's it.
This
a
time Cara met
FedEx
her.
in Hollywood.
the
Oh.
FedEx in Hollywood.
Yeah. And I went up to her and I told her how much I loved her.
Really?
There
That's
you
Who's
have
like the
it.
biggest celebrity you've met?
I haven't met any celebrities.
Is Bridget Mendler bigger than Maya Mitchell?
No.
I would say yes because I feel like like I know her name.
More than
More.
Maya Mitchell? I was pranked by Bridget Mendler on Prank Stars.
Oh.
Have you ever told that story on the podcast?
What?
I don't know.
So there was a Disney Channel version of Punk'd that they were trying to get
Of
going
course.
for
Disney
a
just tried to rip
while.
off everything.
And they called
Yeah.
it Disney Prank Stars, and did it ever air?
Yeah. Not my episode.
Not her episode. So I think it probably got
Only,
greenlit
like-
for like one season,
Only
and
4 episodes aired.
Cara
Classic
filmed
Disney.
an entire episode for Disney Channel Prank Stars.
Yep.
Did you know? Like,
Oh my
what
gosh.
was your involvement?
Here's
in
the
it
So
story.
tell the story.
Here's the story. Starting from the beginning. I'll try and be quick.
Thank you.
Dallas and I
all? No, you do.
went up to audition for some game show. We thought it was a game show. We go into the room and they say, pick a celebrity off of this list, and all you have to do is tell us how much you love them. So it was like a big list of these people, and I saw Bridget Mendler, and I was like, I'm gonna choose Bridget Mendler because she was in like a Bratz movie that I saw
Give me
her
some.
in.
Who
all
else
this
is
stuff.
on the list? Just so I know.
I want to say Dallas chose like Jessie J, or like something like a
Wait,
musician.
what the heck? There
Yeah.
were bigger choices than Bridget
Bridget
Mendler?
Mendler.
But
you're
I
like,
knew-
I feel like I'd go for
Bridget.
the juiciest one.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I could pull out that I knew Bridget Mendler before Disney Channel stuff.
Okay, so sorry, a little side note before you continue.
Sure.
Did you kind of know that this was going to be the show? Were you like, oh,
No,
I'm going
because
to be
Prank Stars
pranked by
wasn't
the...
even. It wasn't even out yet.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't
Okay.
even a show yet.
Okay, so continue. So
So
you
you thought you
chose...
were gonna get-
So
to
it was a
talk about-
random game show that our parents were like, let's go audition for this. Sure,
Got it.
why not? So we go audition and then don't hear back. And then, so it's like, okay, yeah, didn't get it. Then mom gets an email saying like, oh, there's this photo shoot that I was in like San Diego model management at the time.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
oh, your management company
Cash.
wants you to go and do this photo shoot in LA. Let's go.
But here's the thing.
So I go, and my mom, they have like specific outfits that we have to bring, all this stuff, and I have to wear it. And we go
game
in.
shows.
Before we go in, my mom goes, oh, well, first mom stalls, which I didn't know. She was like, let's go to Starbucks. They're not ready for us yet. I don't know.
I feel like you're kind of the
We just got
easiest
there early.
person to
I was going to
stall.
say this, and it was kind
was
of the
13.
easiest setup, too.
No, I'm just saying now.
So-
like if I had to
Already-
occupy you, I feel like
Oh,
you
yeah.
would just kind of go with the
Right,
flow.
like to be
you
like,
would
hey, you
not
got
be.
called
to be
back
like,
for
hey, you
some
got
game show,
this
like-
modeling gig. That's kind of the perfect setup. Like, hey,
Yeah.
we're going to LA, and like
Yeah.
it's going to be weird. Like,
It was literally-
you were the perfect target.
I was like, okay. So then we go and we get to the place, and mom is like, if they ask you if you have a camera, say no. And I was like, but what about like my actual, I had my little like digital camera with me anyways. I was like, why do I have to say no? And she was like, just say no. I was like, okay. So I go
sketchy.
into this
Thanks,
place
Mom.
and I'm sitting there like, oh yeah, just wait and sit right here. We're almost ready for you. They come out and they're like, hey, do you have a camera? And I'm like, no. And they're like, okay, because for some reason our photographer isn't here. So we're wondering if you want to be the photographer. And I was like, but I'm supposed to be the one like having pictures
You're
taken
like,
of
this
me.
is so stupid. I'm leaving. What if you just freaked out? You stormed out.
I was like,
so
what do you
obvious
mean?
and being unprofessional.
They
Like, start
scoped her
freaking
out. She
Like,
played
oh,
along.
God.
She loved it.
Well, I didn't realize. I was like, okay, I guess I can take some photos, like whatever.
Pull out your camera. Like, what's that?
So I go in and
Poor little
they give me
13-year-old Cara. She's trying to make it
like,
in
"I'll
the
do
business.
whatever you
and
want,
she's like,
sir."
yeah, I can be behind the camera.
It's a part of your
so then
narrative.
they give me this fatty camera and they're like, have you taken pictures on the camera before? And I was like, yes. And then I
Yeah,
go
I know this
in
camera well.
and there's this like
I actually
there's
have a
this
camera.
set. I can't remember what the set exactly looked like. It was some random
Like
one.
a backdrop, right?
It was like, no, it wasn't even a backdrop. It was like like they were trying to set like an outdoor, like Sesame Street,
Okay. Sure.
kind of like where there's fake
facade
stairs,
kind
like
of
that.
thing,
Yeah,
yeah.
facade. So then I go in and they're like, okay, do you want to know who you're taking pictures of? At that moment,
You're like,
I was like,
Bridget.
what's
Olivia.
going on? And they go, from Disney Channel's Lemonade Mouth, Bridget Mendler. And she comes out immediately. I was like,
I'm being
this
punked.
is what no, I didn't know I was being punked yet. I was like, this is what I auditioned for. Because
Yeah.
I would talked about how much I loved Bridget Mendler.
And then she
Yeah.
was there.
And then she was there.
And then
So then I
you're
go
like,
in
"Ah."
and she comes in and she's like, hi, I'm ready to get my picture taken. Like being all rude, like super
Oh,
rude.
that's the prank
she's like,
side.
she's
Prank
like,
ya.
you need to tell me where to pose.
you're
Like just
okay,
fully
just
being a
step
diva.
up.
And I was like, when she started doing that, I was like, something's off.
Yeah.
So I told her where to go. I feel like I was taking really good pictures. I never got to see
There's
the
a
pictures I
memory
took.
card of the camera.
never about the pictures.
I know. So then
I was taking
this like this goes on for a while.
And the whole time she's being
And the
like
whole time
rude.
she's just being rude, all this stuff. And then she leaves, and I'm like, okay. And then they're like, okay, do you want to see the picture that you took of, like, the best one that you took?
Mm-hmm.
And they come out with this big poster, and then they turn it around. It says, you're on
Pranked.
Prank Stars,
You just
and you've
got
been
pranked.
pranked by Bridget Mendler. And I looked, and I was like, ha ha.
Yeah.
So
That is
stupid.
the
That's not a
worst.
good-
Wonder why the show didn't go on.
So,
huh?
Yeah.
so then my mom,
Pranked ya.
then she comes out, and she's super nice.
Yeah,
One of the
she's
nicest
like,
people I've
"Oh,
ever
sorry
met. And we
about
hung out for a
that."
little bit.
I wasn't actually a
And
rat.
then
I was nice.
Mitchell Musso was the host of the show. So I got to
Oh,
meet Mitchell
wow.
Musso too.
So they really tried to make him like Ashton.
Yeah,
they were
they
like,
really
hey,
did.
Mitchell Musso.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know what?
Classic
I
Mitchell
do
Musso.
remember this show.
Yeah.
I don't
So
remember it.
then after it's all done, all this stuff, the last thing they do is they give me my paycheck. I got $500.
For being on prank Disney Channel Prank Stars?
Yeah. Isn't that weird?
Dang.
So then
Taking some photos
mom
of Bridget
in the
Mendler.
car,
Gotcha.
mom is like, yeah, I was
Give me that
sitting in
paycheck.
I was in this van, like in the back with Mitchell Musso and all these producers watching what was going on.
Oh,
and
Tina was like a part of the show.
yes, she knew. That's why she was stalling, because they actually weren't ready for us
Now,
yet.
see that I figured, but she was. Did they like film her like with Mitchell Musso? Like,
Yeah.
prank
Like
ya.
on Prank Stars,
Oh
how
my
they
gosh, she's
go
gonna
to
be
the
so
van
pranked.
and they like
They're like,
show
"Here's
So
that
they're just,
footage.
they're just trying to rip off.
So then mom
Yeah.
was like, because there was
punked.
the person telling me like, are you ready to take photos of some random person? That person, I guess Mitchell Musso in their ear was telling them like what to tell Bridget to do and like how to run it. And they weren't listening to Mitchell. They weren't doing anything he was saying. And mom was like, so it was all wrong.
Oh, really?
Like the whole
I bet
thing
you
went
it-
wrong, but they had to keep going
So it's
because
probably like
it
a
was going on for like an
production-
hour already.
I mean, it's already kind of a like bunk concept,
Yeah.
so it just sounds like they just couldn't get
so
it together.
literally, my mom on the drive home, she was like, "That's not going to go anywhere because
because it all fell
there's
apart.
no way to edit it right."
Well,
all this
hey,
stuff.
Tina knew.
So I took a picture with Bridget Mendler and Mitchell Musso,
Yeah.
and like all the producers. They took a picture. I never got that picture.
Dang.
I never got it.
I feel like too, it's hard because especially with Disney, it's all about like a kid thing, right? And I think like kids' reactions are never good.
No,
you know,
never.
like
Okay,
they're always
my
so-
reaction.
But they're so easy to prank, though.
My reaction was good though because once I
Right.
figured out like, oh,
It's a
this is
show.
something. This
Yeah.
is a show.
You were
I
like,
turned
oh,
it on.
Were you hamming it up?
Oh yeah,
Because I would
Hammed it
assume
up.
the only way that it works is if somebody's brokenhearted that their, person that they love, this celebrity Bridget Mendler, isn't all that she's cracked up to be. Like that's the prank.
That's what it was.
But
Use
that's a
that.
lame prank.
I know.
Yeah.
Like she's actually a
It'd be
total
way
So
bitch.
better
then-
if it's like
Prank ya.
it'd be like way better if like you send the kid in there and they're like the celebrity's gonna come in there and like something the set breaks and they come in
yeah.
they're like you broke the set. Like
Yes.
that's a way better
Yes.
prank
I just
for
saw
a kid
a
and have the
throwback
like kid
of,
freak out.
Like Beyonce was on Punk'd, right? And she was gonna put this star on top of this giant Christmas tree.
no.
And it was like a bunch of kids were around it, and then the Christmas tree falls over, and all the kids start crying. And it's like Beyonce, you ruined Christmas, and she's like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry." And then it's like prank job.
Oh, that's awful.
that-
That-
Pranking,
that's
pranking
hilarious.
is good. Yeah, pranking
Yeah.
celebrities is a good show.
I'm
It's
wondering
so funny.
now because I want that freaking picture because I do love Bridget Mendler.
You should call Mitchell
Guarantee-
Musso.
DM Mitchell Musso.
Yeah.
and
Hey,
I was gonna
bro.
say I'll
Hey,
probably DM
hey,
Bridget
I met
Mendler.
I
you-
was on Prank
I
Stars.
met you on Prank Stars. They never sent me a picture.
So
What
the
are
stupid
odds?
thing
probably don't
is
want
that the episode that aired with Bridget Mendler, they made another one with Bridget Mendler with these two twin girls,
That
Oh.
sucks.
and they
weren't cool
they
enough.
did a fully different one where
Sorry.
she was like, I can't remember what she did, but it was something like there was another episode of Selena Gomez in a disguise.
So
Like shopping around. And
that's
it's just
yeah. Why wouldn't they just
stupid.
try and prank the Disney Channel people? Why would they try and prank
Because
children?
I feel like you'd be surprised how many awful reactions those Disney Channel kids would
Oh
give
yeah,
you. You know what I'm
stole
saying?
the brand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they probably would react
Totally.
awful.
I didn't
you know what I'm
even
saying?
consider
Yep.
that. But it's funny on Punk'd. It's like, oh, there's
On
Ashton
Punk'd, it's like,
Kutcher.
doesn't
It's on
matter,
MTV.
yeah.
It's like
So I made
that's awesome.
I made a TikTok about that, like during COVID.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
about me being on Prank Stars and it not airing. And that TikTok blew up
How many
where
views
people
did you
were
get?
like, "Tell us the story."
Well,
I was like, "Okay."
hey,
Did you tell
check
the
out?
story?
I
What's
did. I told the
podcast
story.
TikTok?
Yeah, well,
Let me see.
check
I
mean,
out
obviously
what
that's gonna
podcast
be a
TikTok. It's gonna
Amy,
blow
right?
up.
Yeah.
It's gonna blow up.
Yeah.
Let me see how many views that one got.
Man, remember the old days of What the Podcast where we just like roasted TikTok?
It got
At
367.9 thousand views.
all chances we got. We were
Wow.
like, TikTok is the death of social
TikTok
media.
sucks.
TikTok sucks.
I'll
And now it's
never
like
join it.
we
That's me.
literally are obsessed with it.
Yeah.
I send
App
you. How
now.
many TikToks do you think I send
great.
you a day? Honestly.
Oh, it's in the
At
tens.
least- at least 10.
It's over. It's double digits for
What's
sure.
funny is I send specific TikToks to specific people.
Yes.
So like
Oh,
I
yeah.
will send a TikTok to Ryan and just Ryan.
And just know that I
And
see
then-
him every time and I vibe out. I'm
Yep.
like, this is the funniest thing ever.
And I just like love sharing my For You page with
Yes.
other people of like, see, TikTok knows me.
Yep.
This is the humor.
Yep.
And every
true.
once in a while, I'll switch from Growing Pains TikTok to What the Podcast, and I'll forget
Yeah.
that I'm on it.
Wow.
And I'll
You're
go
like,
to
"This
the
isn't me."
Podcast For You page, and I'm like, what is this?
Like, oh, it's what the fuck.
And then I like look, and I'm like, oh, it's not me.
What is
it's
all
not
this
me."
podcast related content? I hate it. I hate it. Well, there you
Wow.
So that
Man.
was my celebrity,
I met
I guess.
Esteban from Sweet Life
Oh.
on an audition.
Nice.
I auditioned
Really?
for like children's commercials.
go. That's right.
Yep.
When you were going to be
Yeah.
a
I thought your
superstar.
parents wouldn't let you.
That was the
audition.
early
Yeah,
days.
they called me back, and then my mother never told me.
That's right. That's right.
No.
It was
Yeah.
just for the experience of auditioning.
Yeah,
I
it was
hated
I
hated
begged.
going to those
Yeah.
commercial
'Cause
auditions.
You're standing in line for 500 hours, and you get
Then you
like,
say like 3 lines.
yeah, one after another. It's like grape juice is the best.
Yes.
I love grape juice. Like,
Yes.
I was in a
Yep.
Ikea commercial when I was a kid.
No
Whoa.
way.
Me and Tyler. Yep. There was this open call for
Is that why you
kids.
love IKEA so much?
Well, yeah.
Connected.
Okay, so
Randale.
the weirdest commercial ever in the early 2000s. It was like we were kids in a classroom, and there was one kid, the main kid, obviously not me. I was like in the classroom being a little guy, but the main kid was
little
like,
guy.
I went to this awesome place this weekend. He was like doing show and tell, right?
About
this
the
kid.
magic of IKEA.
Yes, and then all the kids were like, "Where did you go?" And he was like, "IKEA." Like that was the commercial. And then it was like, take your kids to IKEA, check out the furniture.
Oh my god.
IKEA was still trying to figure
Yeah.
out American
I-
branding.
And it was literally like, you know
Yeah.
how it's like I was in the back like, trying to get like my head in the shot or
They're
something.
like, don't look at the camera.
Yeah,
Don't look
stop
at the
looking
camera.
at the camera. Okay, we gotta cut here.
This
kid
guy
won't
is
stop looking at the
creeping me
camera.
out.
He's like, wait, are you on my camera, Cara?
Yeah.
Which one? This one or this one?
Your camera.
I was like, cut. We need to stop this commercial. Why? This kid keeps looking at the camera.
Camera.
I was in a Legoland commercial, but you never saw me.
Ooh, were you the
it was-
Lego?
So my friend's dad worked at
hired to be a red
a
brick.
dealership, and it was like a commercial for their type of car. And so we drove up to Legoland. It was like a partnership between the dealership and Legoland, and we jumped out and like ran into the front of Legoland. But I was too afraid to open the door because I was like nervous. So I ended up being the person that was like
In the back.
far in. So then. Like, and then they cut the shot so quick because, you know,
course.
they
Yep.
just wanted him getting out of the car that you literally saw me like come out the door and that was it. Like,
Nice.
like nothing in it. And I was like, looking back, I was like, I wish I just would have opened the door. Like, it's so stupid.
Yeah.
I
Were you
was
like-
so
You
nervous.
were like 15,
Nervous.
16?
no, I was way younger than that. I was like maybe 9 or 10, maybe.
Wow.
It's like, no, 14.
Well,
No, I was
speaking of car
19.
commercials.
I was in a Mozzie commercial.
Oh,
Whoa.
Mozzie Heating and Air.
that's not a car.
And I got paid with Chipotle.
Speaking of
Jeez.
car commercials,
Go ahead.
the holidays are coming up.
They are coming
Oh,
up.
gosh. The cars with the big bows.
Ding, 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 ding.
By the way, those commercials.
You ever
of
get
like,
a car for Christmas?
Yeah. Who gets cars for Christmas?
With the big red bow on top. That's
Who
got to
gets
be
that?
the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
And why are they marketing it? Like, why were they?
Rich
I don't
people.
know if they are
Rich
anymore.
people
get
You
cars for
think
Christmas.
rich people get cars
Yes.
for Christmas?
Absolutely.
My immediate family never.
No.
But I know my aunts and uncles and my cousins have had that happen where they like
With the big red bow
surprise-
on top?
With you wrap the key and you open. You're
Yes.
like, no,
Yep.
no way, and you go outside
Wow.
and the
That is
car. Someone
absolute
pulls
madness.
the car up. Yeah. I've yet to have
Absolute
it happen.
madness.
I
Yeah, I'm
actually
hoping
think-
maybe this is the year. Brand new.
You know what
Yeah,
I
yeah,
thought?
yeah.
Maserati.
I thought it
It's
was going to
pulled up.
happen. I like part of me for my 16th birthday. I was like, I really hope like I got the car, even though I knew we were looking for cars and we couldn't find
Yeah,
anything.
no.
Part of me was like, maybe. And my parents wrapped up a little toy red
Yep.
beetle.
Yep. I got a Hot Wheels for my 16th birthday too.
Nice.
So funny.
I mean, it's crazy. Don't you hate that though when you think you have a surprise coming and then like
Then you
nothing ever
don't.
comes of it and you're like,
Yeah.
Then you feel kind of guilty for like thinking,
Assuming,
you
yeah.
know?
Yes.
The worst.
And you're like, yeah.
Yep.
It's worse when you tell like. My mom is classic at this, where she's like, "What do you want?" And I'll tell her exactly what I want. Like, here's my list of the like
Yep.
4 things I actually need.
Yeah, sure.
And then she tries to surprise me
Yeah.
by being like, "I'm gonna get her all this other stuff," and none of it's what you want.
Yep.
And you're
You're
like,
you asked me and I literally just
Or
want that
like,
stuff.
I
or
really
like
did need
the
those
one
running
thing,
shoes.
the one thing that you want. You're like, this is the one thing I want,
Yeah.
and then you don't get it. And you're like,
and you're like,
I guess I'll buy it myself.
yeah.
Every year when I was a kid, I always wanted a surprise birthday party.
Oh, we
And
know.
This would be so
Every
sad.
year, I was always thinking like, oh, maybe it'll happen. It never happened. And then the one time that you guys did surprise me this year,
Mm-hmm.
I had zero clue. Never even like registered, and I was like, when it happened, I was like, "Oh
Were
my
you
god,
kinda
this is so
pissed?
uncomfortable." I was like, "I
Yeah.
don't know what to do."
You were kind of
Ah.
pissed.
No, I
the
loved it.
thing
It was
you
awesome.
always wanted.
No,
Yep.
You
so
didn't
it was-
actually want it.
It was great. No,
you
it was
you
great.
never wanted it.
my coworker Coco, who's on my recent episode of Growing Pains.
Yep.
I
Go
guess
ahead and
Big
plug
fan
that.
of Coco, by the way.
Coco lover.
Big fan.
Oh, really? You
she-
listened?
Oh, really? Yeah, I did. I listened to the show.
That's cool. That's cool.
Fight,
Aggressive.
fight,
Aggressive.
fight,
Aggressive.
fight.
I'm about this close.
I'm not this close.
This close to snapping.
But she had a surprise birthday that her husband was throwing her that was unicorn themed because that's her favorite. Like, she's all about like the unicorn vibe, and she's like, I don't know,
For
she
sure.
just loves
For sure.
unicorns.
No,
I
no, no.
don't know.
Yeah. For sure.
And we're like, it's the day before her birthday, and it's the day of the party, and we're steaming dresses at work, and she goes, "Have you ever had a surprise birthday thrown for you?" And I'm like, she totally knows, but don't say anything. I go, "Yeah, why?" She goes, "I never have. I just think it'd be really cool." And we're like talking about it. I go, "What would the theme be?" She goes, "Unicorns, of course."
Oh my
I'm like-
gosh.
I'm like,
She
1,000% she knows. She left to work earlier than I did. I was coming late to the party. I get all these text messages. She goes, "What the heck?" And it's pictures of the party. And she goes,
I had no idea.
no idea. Had no idea. We have a legitimate conversation about having a unicorn themed surprise birthday
At
party.
least she wasn't like, I never want a surprise party. She's like, I think
Yeah.
surprise parties are tacky.
Could you imagine? She'd be like, that would be the worst thing
That
that's
would be
ever
the
happened.
worst
And you're
worst
like,
thing.
ever.
Yep.
I will say I was surprised with a birthday party once where I was like, oh.
Cool.
Because my friends and I were going, they were like, let's go out to dinner. Let's get dressed up and we'll all go out to dinner.
Cool.
And I was like so excited just to have like a cool, like a
fun adult night out.
a fun adult night out with like my close friends and sit like and just talk. And I can't, like, we turned the corner at the restaurant. There's this
Big
huge
party.
table of people.
Whoa.
And they're like, surprise.
And you hated it.
And it was good, but I just was like,
Not expecting
Not
it.
what you were looking forward to.
yeah, I'd look forward to like this small intimate dinner with close friends. And I was like,
Wow.
hey, 20 people.
Yeah.
Dang. Cara, surprise party? Take it or leave it?
Take it.
I'm kinda,
I think a surprise
I'm
party
kinda
would
leave
be
it.
fun.
I'm kind of leave it.
Well, we
I
talked
would
about-
rather be in
we talked
on the
about on
loop.
our
I'd
last
rather be
episode.
like anticipating it. I think is what I love. You know, something
Yeah.
about Christmas is the same thing. It's not Christmas necessarily. It's the build up to Christmas that I love. Like,
Yeah.
you know, go
it's a
drink hot
22
chocolate and
days.
check out
Yeah.
Christmas lights and watch Christmas movies. And like, that is all the fun part for me. Whereas like the actual Christmas day is great, but I'm not like, this is the best part. We're going to open presents, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, but we
Same
we
thing.
talked about in the last episode how you have a birthday month, birthday week.
And
So you could
that's
do
what
all
I
your
love.
all
I
your
love
birthday
not-
things the week of, and then on your birthday, a surprise party.
I'd rather be in on it, I think.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I mean, I'm not like anti surprise party, but I
love birthdays.
I
so
think what I
would love
liked
a
about
party.
surprise parties is that it does feel like somebody must really love you to arrange
Yeah.
that. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like that was I think for me my whole entire life, like the idea of somebody like taking the time to plan it was super nice. Having it was like really jarring because we've talked about it a million times. But yeah, I was like, you know, it's just one of those things where you're like, you don't like when, I mean, I don't like when the attention's like all on me. So like, imagine having that, but like sprung on you
Yeah.
with no time to process.
I
and you're
like
"Brr."
see, I like planning surprise parties.
Yeah.
I like being on that side of it.
Yeah, that's true.
Because then you get it both. You get a surprise party and you get to
I think
be
I'd
in on
rather
it.
have the kind of surprise that's like the dinner thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather have that than walking into a dark room of jump up surprise. I'd rather have the like I am still going to
We're
somewhere
going to
that
this
is
place.
planned
Yeah.
that I
that's
know
Andy.
about.
That is Andy's nightmare.
Yeah, I know.
It is.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, no, that sounds great.
Don't do that for me.
The best surprise I had was, it's almost kind of like it's this weird thing where my friend Brinley and I we have thrown multiple surprise parties for each other.
Nice, nice,
Like
nice.
just back and
Incredible.
forth surprise parties. And she, when I was moving
Each one was
to-
bad.
All of them. There was one where she planned her own party on the day I planned her surprise party.
How dare she?
And obviously, how was she to know that I was surprising her?
Yeah.
at the
I would like
party?
just sabotage her party. I'd be like, yeah,
She-
nobody's coming.
Well, and then little did I know there was like all this stuff that she was like, oh, I'm not going to do this, that I had done for the party I was throwing her.
She's like,
Whatever, she appreciated
Pinatas
it.
are lame.
I flew in early from DC. I told her I was going to miss her birthday, and I flew in and threw her a surprise party and surprised her with myself. Because she had like had this whole idea that I was going to miss her whole, I think we were turning like 20 or something. It was some big birthday.
yeah.
And then prior to me leaving for DC, she threw me a going away party. And it was in my own house. And so I'd gone to like a goodbye dinner with my grandparents. And I like walked in through my garage and it was like all my friends. And there was a huge banner that said, bye, bitch. I'm down in DC. And like
That's
our pastor
hilarious.
was there. Like there's a ton of
Amazing.
people there. And it was like true surprise, but like shock. Like where I think they thought I'd be like, oh my gosh. And I was just like,
What?
Well, your birthday this year was I tried to surprise. With
Yeah,
just friends
I
at
thought
dinner.
it was a surprise, and then
It
you're
was
like, he
supposed to
knows.
be,
I was
but
like,
then he was
oh
like,
my gosh.
tell me where we're going to dinner.
Well, I just have a sixth sense like that. I can
just-
see
you're just
BS from a mile
talented.
away. I'm like, are we having a party tonight?
Tell us where.
I'm like, are we
it
going to
is.
dinner tonight? I literally guessed. I was like, Cara, is it somewhere we go all the time? She's like, yeah. I'm like, it's Wonderland.
No, you guessed a couple things before that.
Well, yeah, you got to
We
suss
were
it
all
out.
there before. We were like, it's a surprise. Like, I wonder what he's gonna react. And we're like, oh yeah. And I was like, and then you texted in the chat with him, and then someone was like, is this not a surprise? And she's
So
like, no,
funny.
he knows. And I was like,
Yeah.
Brr.
what the hell?
Don't even try it. You try and throw a surprise party for me, I'll kill you.
Oh,
I
and
mean,
will.
you that day though, you were like,
now you know that
But
that
see,
is a challenge
but I was
for
so
me.
much think about it. I was so much happier when I knew, and all my friends are going to be there and we're
You
going to
can,
go have
mentally
dinner.
prepare.
Yes, I loved the mental prepare.
You surprised me in my own home. At least I have that comfort.
Yeah.
Being home.
I'd be like, I'm going to go to the bathroom and stay there for 20 minutes.
We're gonna surprise Annie at a public place.
This would be the worst.
Oh, she's going to hate
With
it.
just like just an abnormal amount of people, like
Not even people she
150
likes.
people.
Yeah,
Yep.
like 100
Just
of her
like-
closest, like...
You
Some
had a
strangers
casting call
and
for
we pay them to
extras?
come up and try and talk to you.
No, you know all of these people, but it's nobody you want to be with. It's like all your acquaintances.
That, and then if you make me sit in an affirmation circle, that would be my legitimate nightmare.
No.
Wait, what's an affirmation circle?
It's where
Hell on
everybody
earth.
talks nice words about you.
It's you sit in a circle and everyone affirms you, gives you words of affirmation one by one.
So should we do that now? Just
No,
for
kill me.
Annie,
Annie,
what I love about you.
Stop.
No, okay. Annie wasn't here last week, so we didn't get to hype her up, but she really made this wedding happen. Folks.
Yeah.
She really pulled
Yep.
off this freaking wedding
Yeah,
for us.
They asked me what I like what I liked about the wedding, and I said that I liked how like it was perfectly paced, and I didn't even realize that's like kind of your job.
Yeah.
So really,
It,
You
this
were the kind of the best
I
part.
got to give credit to these two women for putting on this wedding. Cara was fully the visionary. She had the look she wanted, and Annie was like the muscle. She was like, okay, done. Like, let's make it happen.
Yeah.
Like, boom, boom. Like,
Literally,
organized everything.
What was it? We were in the bus coming from the ceremony to the reception,
Uh-huh.
and I had one thought. I was like, I wonder if Annie's doing okay.
Oh, dude, and we got there, and she was just commanding the room. She's
Yep.
like, yeah, in 20 minutes, like, you're going to go into this room. And I was like, wow. It's
Yeah.
The only thing is, I didn't realize how hands-on the DJ would be. I was like, we didn't hire you to be the coordinator,
Yeah.
even though I know
He started
DJs kind of run
coordinating
the
us.
night music-wise.
Yeah.
But-
you're not supposed to. You're supposed to
Yeah.
defer to them.
So funny.
Yeah.
Okay, so this
Little
was really
funky.
funny, and I don't know if Annie ever heard this part too. So we get there we have our ceremony, everything. We go on the bus, we take pictures, and we get there, and Annie, I mean, like I said, is commanding the room. She's like, okay, everybody listen up. Wedding party, you're going to go into cocktail hour, and Karen and Ryan are going to have their moment in this little side room. They're going to exchange gifts, and it's going to be great. We're like, oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. And so everybody like pisses off and joins cocktail hour. Me and
Yeah.
Kara sitting there.
That's when I got 2
and
drinks, and I was like-
yeah, John
Yep.
was double fisting, like
I was
being
trying.
way obnoxious at this
Just
wedding.
out of control. Yeah.
He could not be stopped.
Classic.
Me and Kara exchange gifts. I'm like reading Kara's note. It's really sweet. We're exchanging our gifts. And then Kara's brother
Well, we
walks
hadn't
in.
even gotten to opening gifts yet.
Yes, we hadn't
We were
even.
just talking.
We were just like chatting it up. And Kara's brother walks in, Noah.
To put his bag down.
Yeah. And he's like, hey. And I'm like in tears. And we're like,
No,
hey.
no,
yes, by this point
Yeah.
we were. And Noah's like, when are you guys leaving for your honeymoon? I'm like, Noah?
And you go, can we talk
Can
about
we
this
talk
later?
about this later, please? He's like, yeah, okay. And he leaves.
Leaves.
You said, can
Well,
we talk
'cause-
about this later?
Yeah, I was like,
That's
Noah,
awesome.
like,
I'm in the
because the
middle.
room's empty, and me and Kara are like crying and holding
Alone.
each other.
And I've already addressed that.
Yes.
You want to
And
leave.
so prior to that, Kara had texted one of her other bridesmaids like, hey, can you come help me with my bustle before the thing starts? And then so we're like, okay, where were we? Oh, like this is a beautiful moment. And then she walks
You're
in.
crying.
Yes, I'm fully in tears. And she walks in and she's like, oh my God, did I just interrupt this
She comes in
moment?
and she's like, oh, Bill, like she
She's
starts
like,
to
"The
say something and
bustle is
looks up.
Oh, I'm sorry. And like
she
runs out of the room.
She goes, I just ruined a moment, didn't I?
She's like, they told me it was an emergency as she's leaving. And we're like, okay, that's
okay,
fine.
okay.
Like, now you open your gifts. Kara.
And then I'm opening
She's
his
opening-
gift.
And mind you, I got Kara MeUndies.
love
I got
this.
her matching
heard-
underwear to me.
Yes.
And they've got this Hawaii print, and Kara's opening her gift, and she's holding this bra
I'm
in her
holding the
hands,
bra.
and her DJ walks in.
To ask me questions about the night.
He's like, hi.
The DJ was a little
But
much.
he did not read the room at all. And he goes,
He just
hi.
kept talking.
Okay, so for your entrance,
And I'm
we're
holding
just
it, I'm like-
and she's still holding the underwear in
I
her
put
hands.
it down. I'm like,
And she's like, hi.
Jeez.
And he goes, and he kind of even acknowledged it. He was like, oh, haha, cool. Okay, so for your entrance, I'm going to like call these people in. And we're like, yep, okay.
cool.
And then he like fully did his whole spiel. And we were like, All right.
That was the one thing that I was like,
Honestly,
okay, there was no communication between the guy who owns this DJ company because we planned everything with him and it was like to the T. And
Yeah.
he was supposed to, like, this other guy
we
runs
don't
it
know.
with him.
We honestly,
Yeah.
we should have, like, looking back, we should have talked to this dude.
well,
and,
he was
like,
unavailable.
Well, he should have made himself available.
Yeah.
Yeah, the communication between them two
Undisclosed-
just didn't
undisclosed.
work.
When we
DJ
showed
company.
up, I followed the DJ you hired
Yeah,
on an Instagram, so I
Give
knew
him
what
a
he looks like.
one star review.
yeah.
And when I showed up, I was like, "This is not the guy that like I remember
Nope.
seeing on
No,
Instagram."
he's titled as like executive
No.
producer because
Oh,
he
I thought you were
started
gonna say
it
that. You
with.
can't roast him on our show. Karen.
No. And then I
not.
was, but then I was like,
not.
"Oh, they
Undisclosed
probably
DJ.
communicate." I don't know. It was a whole thing, but
It was.
one thing I will
Anyways,
say.
that was the story. Was like we were just trying to have our moment.
The one moment I'm like,
So
it's
funny,
just gonna
dedicated
be them
to like
alone.
we're just like in the
Yep.
field.
Well, it's funny because when we went back to the room, they're like, everyone's like, we have to go back to the room and regroup or whatever. And so the
So
bridal party's been
funny.
there. And the first thing I said was, are they done with their moment in there? Like, should we be barging in there? And when we went in, you guys were on. There was other
Yeah,
people
'cause
there,
that was
but-
the bustle
you guys were
time.
at cocktail hour for about 15 minutes.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you all came back in
Yep.
and were for
Yep.
sure done, like sloshed.
Yep.
I
Already.
was like, you
'cause I
guys
knew I
made
had to
short work
catch
of this
up.
room. Like,
No, it's because I hadn't eaten anything all day.
I know.
I
Jack in the
had,
Box.
I had a Coors Light on the bus, and I was like, "Oh, I'm drunk."
I had to get. I told Olivia about 5 times. I was like, Olivia, you need to get back. You need to get like Olivia, go back. And she's like, I'm waiting for my. Someone's giving me a drink. I will get you
That
your
is-
drink. Go back in
I
the
will bring
room.
Olivia.
And I get handed this like giant margarita.
Oh my
and I
God.
come back
That's
and I
who
go,
you brought it in, and I said, "Are you
Olivia.
gonna get
For
drinks?"
Olivia.
She's
I was like,
"Thanks."
"Can we do drinks now?" Anyways, that story to say is that was out of Annie's hands.
Yeah.
Annie put this wedding together
Yes.
for us. Was my whole point of
Yeah.
bringing
was
that
my
up.
You did a
honor.
great job, Annie.
Yeah.
Looked so good.
What'd you think about it?
It was great.
How'd it go?
It was great. It was the one time that I kind of there was a moment where there was like it ended up being a super cute thing, but my secret to wedding coordinating is I save the schedule as my home screensaver or my like lock screen for the night. So that way when I
Nice.
carry my phone with me,
Yes.
so that way I'm constantly looking at the time and like where we're at.
Yes.
And we were supposed to be doing the honeymoon dance. And then
AKA
he started
money dance.
yeah,
Yes.
and he started doing like this really cute, like everyone who's been married.
It's a pretty
on the
normal
dance
thing
floor,
for
The-
DJs, but
the
not a lot of people do
anniversary.
Which is
the
The
dance.
apparently
anniversary thing.
called an anniversary dance.
Yes.
which I had. And so then I was just so confused where I was like, the DJ's
No,
gone rogue.
I was
the DJ's
too.
gone rogue.
Don't you worry, I was
We
too.
were all kind of confused. I was like,
like-
this is interesting.
And then and it ended up being like really cool. But like I got to the end of that and I was like,
Okay, so what about the money
What
dance?
about the money?
Me too.
And
Which he could have easily like just jumped right into. Okay, so now we're gonna do a money dance.
yeah, which I thought maybe
Yeah.
this was like the entrance, like
He's
get everyone
warming
on
up
the
to it.
get
Yeah.
everyone who's like married and established on the
Uh-huh.
dance floor who probably has money to give, and then like
Interesting.
but it all worked out. It all
Yeah.
was
Of
Yeah.
course, it all worked out.
Well,
And-
because
and to be
I
fair, I never met. I was like, oh, cool. Like,
I have this
it
hilarious
happened.
video. It's not really that hilarious because it's also like very sweet and sentimental, and it is of Cara and your father-daughter dance.
Yeah.
And it's hilarious to me, and I was trying so hard not to laugh through the whole dance because Ryan is sitting alone at the sweethearts table, and you can tell he's emotional, but he does not want to be. He has like looking everywhere.
I was
but
like
at you.
emotional,
But-
but then I was like,
I need
don't
that
know if
video.
I should be a part of this moment.
I
here.
need
Like,
that
I
video.
feel like maybe
No,
I'll go
I
to the
felt
bathroom.
that energy from you during that time.
Everyone is looking
I literally was looking at you, I was
inward.
like, he doesn't know what to do with
Because
his
it was-
eyes. He's just literally going like,
I have
Bless
this video.
Robert's heart. It was very like anti us getting married. No, I'm just kidding. It wasn't like anti, but I was like, oh, cool. Like,
"Go, what do I do?"
I love this for them. I love this moment for them. It was.
And it's Karen and her dad dancing, and you just see Ryan directly in the background, like.
I'm like,
And at one point,
Hey.
he picks up his champagne, and is like,
Are we drinking this?
I'm like, are we doing this? Hey, to Cara, am I right?
Cara,
Yeah.
right?
and he's like looking at everyone else. Everyone else is like crying, and looking at them, and Ryan's going.
A beautiful
and trying to
moment.
scan
I was
the
like
room.
looking around the room.
no,
like,
I wouldn't say I felt the same way with you and your mom. But I was watching, I was like, oh, this is so sweet. But then I would like, I spent that time looking at everyone else's reactions.
I did the same thing.
Yeah.
And Megan was
Tyler.
a mess.
In shambles.
Tyler,
the whole
apparently.
time.
Yeah, my brother was in shambles too.
Sobbing.
Well, because they're just thinking about their wedding.
Yeah.
which is coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wedding season.
that's too much, honestly.
Yep.
But I
Yeah,
love,
no, don't think about it, John. You'll be fine.
And I won't.
You'll be
I won't.
fine.
Can I say, Cara, you did a great job on one thing. Props to you. Is even the Tuesday before your wedding, which we were here recording,
Yeah.
you were like, whatever happens, happens. And I think
Yeah.
a
Yep.
lot of brides would not have had that posture. And I think
They see it through to the end.
Yes, it
Yeah.
was really cool to see. Be like, at this point, I've done everything that I can, and I'm gonna enjoy it. And I think you did. I think you did
Yep.
just that. You enjoyed it, and it was really cool. To
The
see
only
you just
thing I had to
fully
worry
enjoy it.
about was when that anniversary dance happened, and it like 5 minutes later, and I was like, "What happened in the money
You're,
dance?"
like, putting
So
it
I
together.
went to the
even
DJ.
gave you guys the stuff for it.
I know.
I was like, Here
I know.
You go.
The
It's
DJ
like,
came up
"That's
to me,
next."
or he was walking around, and I was like, "Hey, what happened to the money dance?" And he was like, "What? What money dance?" And I was like, "The honeymoon dance. That's what DJ blah 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 told us to call it." And he was like, "Oh, I thought that meant anniversary dance."
Oh, okay.
So
he
then-
So he
was-
got him.
Then
flipped.
he was like, "Oh, do you want to like go right into it now or wait like people dance a little bit and then do it?" And I was like, "Whatever you think." And he was like, "Let's just do it now."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good
So
to
it
know
was
because I was like,
All good.
That was the only
just
thing
fun
that I
dances in
myself
here.
needed
Just
to be
going for
like,
it.
"Okay, we need to do this."
Yeah.
well, yeah.
The
man.
anniversary dance is cool. It's
Yeah.
definitely a little more old school. I don't think I've ever. It's on my list of things to
Yeah.
ask brides, but they always say no.
So I felt bad because normally with an anniversary dance, the winners get something from the couple.
And they gave you advice.
Well,
so.
guess what? We got
Like you
nothing to
normally give them
Hey,
like
we got nothing
a
to give.
bottle of wine
Yeah,
or like something
a
like
bag
that.
Oh, really? I've
or
never heard of
something,
that.
or a
I've
gift
never heard of
card
that
Yeah,
either.
so I'm like,
Usually
that
you just
happened. I was
win.
like, dang it.
The one
That's
thing
like one
that
of
I
those
thought
It's just
was
like a cheeky
kind of
little
cool was
thing.
the
Cheeky
advice
little thing.
part. Because
Yeah.
every time I've seen it, they're just like, "Oh, this is how long
Yeah.
have you married?" Blah blah blah, and then they leave. But I thought it was kind of cool that they gave
Yeah.
like marriage advice. That
Yeah.
was kind of cool.
Anyways,
Man.
great night.
Yeah.
Great night.
It was a great night, and I love coordinating weddings.
Yes.
You're good at it.
And you know what's funny is it's something where I don't really think that it's a skill set
Yeah.
until I start working with people who have worked with bad wedding coordinators.
Yeah.
Oh,
Where
yeah.
they're like, "You're really good at this."
Oh
Like
my
your
gosh.
florist reached out to me and was like,
Yeah.
"Hey, like send me your info because I always need good
Yeah.
coordinators." And it isn't until
You should do
you're
that,
like,
by the way. Did you
do
do that
it.
yet?
No, but I will. I
Yeah,
will.
you
I'll,
probably
I'll
should.
do it. I'll do it.
Yeah, I sent her, it was the week of, and I sent her, I was like, "Hey, by the way, this is Annie's contact. She's the one who's going to be there setting up with you, all
Man,
this
she
stuff."
set up early. I
Yeah.
got there and
She was on it, too.
Yeah.
And I got there early and she was done. I was
Yeah.
like, "Where is she?"
Yeah.
And just, I think we talked about probably like when we hired you, but like just having somebody there to like be that outside voice, like not like, oh, our family and our inner circle is like a bunch of, wavering opinions or
Yeah.
anything, but to have somebody like kind of outside of it to go like, hey, this is all going to be good. Like it's going to go smoothly. Here's how it's going to go. Like lay it out to you like that. For me, that was the biggest part. Like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
good. Like this is like somebody else is taking care of this.
Yeah.
And
is
you're like
huge.
you're like Kara's brain outside
Yeah.
of her
Totally.
body. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like your job. I mean, you know this, but and you could probably explain it better. But just as like to be the person that you know what she wants, and you have to hold the line because the reality is, and it didn't happen at this wedding necessarily, but at typical weddings, there's always one parent from one side
Yeah.
that just comes in and starts making decisions, and you need somebody there that knows the bride to go, no, this is gonna
Like, this is how
this is
it's
how
about
we're
to go.
doing it.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
we've run into that before too. Where
Oh, yeah.
we did a wedding together. I was a DJ and you were the coordinator.
The horror story
And
wedding.
the mom, the stepmom came out of nowhere.
Easy
and
with the
she came up to me.
wanna
Well, it
purge
doesn't. We
yourself.
won't say who it was,
No,
but
no, no.
she came up to me
I'll
and
say it.
immediately established that like she's like, my husband's
I'm
the
in
one that
charge.
paid. So she
Yeah.
immediately establishes like
She also wore
I'm
white.
the money kind of
she
thing.
wore a white lace dress.
She wore a white
Wow.
dress. So the
Bold.
one thing that the bride had
Bold.
talked to me about was she did not want to be announced when they came into the reception, which is weird, but that's what she.
No big entry.
She said,
Yeah.
"No, I do not want to be announced. No, no, no." And I was like,
Stepmom,
"Okay."
Yeah.
stepmom had other
Stepmom
plans.
came up and they were running late, and stepmom came up and said, "You have to announce them when they get here." And I said, just so you know,
No.
the bride told me she absolutely did not want to be announced. She said, you have to. You absolutely have to do this.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I was like, okay. And so...
And that wasn't even the worst part of that whole thing.
And so anyways, she tells me the name of the bride and groom, so I announce it.
Well, first she tells you the name, and this family that we were doing it for was like, I was longtime friends with the groom's sister.
Yeah.
And the groom's sister and himself have different last names. And the photographer was longtime friends with the groom.
So like lots of people that know them
and so
were around.
the stepmom comes up and says the last name.
Stepmom is also stepmom of the bride, not the groom.
Not the groom.
So it's not their native last name.
I love
So-
you guys describing these people.
She comes
yeah,
up.
nobody will know.
Nobody will know.
and
Nobody will know.
She says the last name, and the photographer and I are like, I could have sworn it was pronounced this way.
Yeah.
And we were both like, I could have sworn. Well, I guess we didn't know. Like, we're not.
And
we didn't
stepmom
seem
goes,
wrong.
doubles down.
It's
She goes,
Tafolla.
no, yeah, she
Yeah,
doubles.
It would be that
Yeah.
equivalent.
She literally doubles down and goes, no, I asked him last night.
It's
This is the
Tafolla.
name, right? So I announce it. Then somebody of the family of the groom came up and was like, to me and says, by the way, you completely butchered that last name. Not even close to what it was. And I was like, that was the moment I made a mental note. I was like,
Don't listen to
I
stepmom.
am never listening to anybody but
Yep.
the bride
The point of contact, whoever that
and
may
whoever
be.
that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh, so rough.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean,
Rough. Hey, never
I'll
do another
say-
wedding, you know?
no.
No, always more weddings. The only
weddings,
thing
more
from
weddings.
your guys' wedding
yes, let's go.
that you don't know about that I had to like jerry rig.
Was it the food situation?
No, it was your seating chart.
It was poster
Yes.
So your seating chart was just like a poster board, and at the venue I was like, how am I gonna get this to stay up? And I, like,
Well, that
put it
was
up, and I
so.
was
I
like,
didn't know that when you I
was
ordered
like,
it to be a poster board, like a
yeah, so it was a
card
poster, so
board,
it wasn't
Yeah.
hard. It
and
was,
we
like,
didn't
rolled
get
up.
it that way.
And so
Not just a poster.
You
Yeah.
luckily,
That might be my fault.
you're luckily was like you had like a
might
big printed
be on
photo
me.
of you guys,
Yes.
and there was a piece of cardboard in that. And so I ripped that cardboard.
Nice.
Perfect.
I'm like
Splaying
sweaty
it out.
workout clothes. And I'm like leaning on the ground, and it's like the cardboard's too big. And I like asked some random waitress, I'm like, do you guys have a knife? Like
Do you have a box cutter?
Yeah, I was like, do you have a box cutter? And she goes, I can get you a kitchen knife. I go,
Nice.
that will do.
That'll do.
And I'm like
Cuts
with
it
a
with a
steak
kitchen
knife, like straddling your guys' seating chart, like sawing the cardboard off
The
to
things
make
you
it
never
fit.
know.
And then I took a bunch of glue dots from the
Yes.
guest book, and I was like
Nice.
sticking them on and like
Wow.
You never
Oh,
know.
I saw
like,
it,
stood
and
it
I
up,
was
and I was
like,
like,
that doesn't look like what I
That's
ordered.
gonna do it.
I love
it
you making
wasn't.
mental notes. You're like, that's not what I ordered.
I did. I was like, that's
So you
a,
didn't just want to like tape it to the wall?
no, because that's
It was on an
ghetto.
easel.
It was
Right,
on an easel.
right. You're right.
Yeah,
Get
Come
it.
on.
I'd rather
I knew.
I just was like, I'll put it against the wall. No one will look at the back.
yeah.
That is
So this
so
was
awesome.
this was the venue's fault. But at the end of the night, when they announced, oh, and now we have a celebration s'mores bar
Yeah, which was supposed to
outside.
be ice
It
cream.
was supposed to be ice cream.
Okay, tell me you didn't love that s'mores bar though.
Oh no, it
The
was
s'mores
great.
bar was
I
cool.
love this one.
It was freaking great.
Well,
I
they-
would
but
like ice cream.
Mom, I looked at my mom and she came over to me and I was like, what happened to the ice cream? And she was like, I guess it's all they had was s'mores.
Yeah, that was the hard part of like doing our wedding at the military base. Is they're kind of
gotta
like
go with them.
What you get is what you get.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
But
will
it was
say
pretty
this,
bougie.
It was.
That staff was amazing.
Yeah.
Like the people that were in charge, especially the woman on point for the kitchen.
Sure.
I could literally say like, "Hey, we're still dancing. It's gonna be like 10 minutes," and she would stop everything,
Like-
make sure nothing happened.
Wow.
Stop the
Or,
wedding.
I
Yeah.
walked in to even be like, "Hey, we want to do cake," and she'd go, "Cake?
Cake?
We're cutting it now. What time do you want?" I was
Awesome.
like,
Wow.
"You're amazing."
Wow, Queen,
I don't know what her name was, but she's amazing.
Corporal,
Corporal.
General Corporal.
No, seriously,
General
like
Major
Yeah.
General
I
Major
I
General
already
Corporal.
knew that their staff was going to be amazing because you're on a military
Hey,
base.
they have
Yeah.
a $6 billion budget in there, so
I will
Oh,
say,
gosh.
Right.
I asked about
What's our
10
military
people.
budget? Something
like that.
I was like, hey, when are we lighting the candles? And about 5 people looked at me like I was dumb. And then finally I go, give me a lighter. I need to light all the candles. And they go, oh, and luckily Jordan came with me. And she's like, do you want help? I was like, yeah, I need to light 20 tables worth of candles. And we go into the kitchen and I was like, I need lighters. And this man ran. He literally,
Yes.
he literally ran to go
Incredible.
get these lighters, brand new lighters, runs back, it's like ripping them out of the box for me. And I was like, thank you.
Wow.
Did they say ma'am, yes, ma'am?
I feel like they have a
to run.
room. They have a room of just
Full
like
of lighters.
random
Oh,
things.
Oh, sure.
They must.
And with every wedding, you like think of another thing. And that's one thing
Yeah.
I was talking about. I was like, lighters.
The
Always
emergency
just bring a
kit.
lighter. Because I know for a fact, as a coordinator, 99% of the time, the thing that will be forgotten is to light the candles on the
Yep.
table.
Oh my
you set
gosh.
them up 7
Wow.
hours
The
ago.
candles were
course.
so. I got to our table and I was like,
So pretty. Yep.
Pretty.
Yep.
Yeah.
everything. I was like, just that moment when our whole bridal party walked through the main room to go to that side room.
Which was
I
nice
took
that
a
you guys
glance
got to
and I was
see
like,
it before.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
and my mom came up to me and she was like, "Did you see your chairs? They look perfect." Because my mom was like, "Do you really need like the chairs that you wanted to order? We can just get chair covers." And I was like, "No, chair covers are
Chairs.
ugly."
Oh, really? I didn't even
I
see your
want my
chairs.
chairs.
Were they like bougie chairs?
Hey,
Yeah, they were bougie chairs. They were nice chairs.
They're like the white folding ones,
I only know because.
but our chairs were
it was
wooden.
it was a whole thing.
Oh, really? Well,
Yeah.
We had to get the chairs,
Yeah,
but they were nice. They were
They're
nice
nice
chairs.
chairs.
they brought the whole thing together
was
for
a
me because
beautiful
the
day.
chairs that they had were like when you go to a hotel like
Conference?
convention,
Yeah.
Like a
like a
conference.
ballroom,
You know.
thick metal
Really?
chair.
Thanks,
Is that what I was sitting on?
No,
No,
we
you were
sat
sitting
on
on a white folding chair.
No. You were sitting
Or
on
a, wooden chair.
a wooden crossback chair,
Nice,
and they were
nice.
cute.
They're very cute.
You
It
know
was
what?
a very special day.
So
It
special.
was.
I will never forget it. Really.
And what's cool is that it's close to the holidays. So now you will have your anniversary, Thanksgiving, Christmas.
Yep.
It's going to be like a
If you
fun.
could believe it, my
tradition.
parents had their wedding the day after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, the
Whoa.
day
Yeah.
after.
Could you imagine that? Well, the holidays are upon us. This is
Yeah.
what is this? December 2nd or something?
Third.
Third.
Today, the day.
Today
Yeah.
is December 3rd.
Wow.
How do we feel about the holidays?
I mean,
this
we're
year?
we're here. We kind of. I mean, we're gonna have a couple more weeks in the Christmas season.
Yeah.
But we didn't really. Got to get
we'll
on
be
our
full
decorating.
Christmas next week for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We
It'll
were
be
just
popping off
We
with
just had our
Christmas Day.
anniversary, so like
True.
Give us some
Give
time.
us some
You
time.
know, get us back in the swing
I'm excited
of things.
to start the holidays in Hawaii.
that's
It's gonna be cool.
The thing to say. What are you guys looking forward to this Christmas season?
I'm looking forward to a little bit more of a normal Christmas. I feel like last year we were kind of still in the pandemic and it was whether or not it was still practically normal on a family standpoint. Like we still did Christmas on my side, not so much on Jordan's side. We were played it a little safe on Jordan's side.
Sure.
And but it was still like that kind of fear was there and people were, kind of not, it was a lot of mysteries. And I feel like I'm excited to go back to just normal.
Yeah.
I'm excited to do holiday stuff with friends this year, which will be fun,
Yeah.
to like go and do
course.
things that are
Yeah.
holiday related. And I'm excited to drink lots of holiday drinks for sure.
Eggnog.
I
I've been
have
drinking eggnog all week.
Oh, I love eggnog.
Love it.
Annie's
Pumpkin
gagging.
spice
Literally
eggnog.
No,
the
me
microphone.
too. Me too.
this
I
couch
am
does not drink it.
Okay,
No.
ready for this one? We made this last year.
We
Hot
did.
buttered rum.
We did. It was pretty good.
So
It
good.
was pretty
So
good.
next week?
Annie,
Here's the
you might like that
ingredients.
one.
Hot butter and
then
rum. I literally
And
If I
it
hadn't-
has like cinnamon.
brown sugar is like
Brown
the main
sugar.
ingredient.
Okay, you might get me
if
with
I
the
had
brown
it,
sugar,
if I
but
hadn't
just
tasted it
butter.
myself,
It's
I'd be
good.
right there with you. It is life changing. It's like
Yeah.
the nectar of like
No,
Kris
it's
Kringle.
like, take
like-
the cinnamon butter from
Whatever that
freaking
means.
Texas Roadhouse.
Oh,
Melt that
tonight?
down.
Oh, is that what you said tonight?
It was
you
just
say
like it was like a
Texas
nice
Roadhouse
syrup.
Texas Roadhouse
syrup?
butter tonight. Texas Roadhouse hot buttered rum. Oh my god, hot buttered Texas Roadhouse butter rum.
Rum.
We might
Gosh.
have to try.
Just
You know what would be kind of
butter.
fun this season?
Yeah.
Is
What?
if, and I'm going to say it on the podcast, so we
Yep.
probably do it. There's a higher percentage, not guaranteed.
It's about
That
2%.
we should try holiday cocktails. Like try a different one every week. Could be kind of fun.
We could crack those things open right.
Hey, you want to try them? We can
Oh
crack
my
them open right now.
gosh.
Those home with you.
So for context,
they're gonna go ahead
Ryan
and-
has gotten some holiday.
Okay, well
hard
now we're doing this.
seltzers.
We're doing this now.
Oh
No.
I'll,
but-
I'll explain. You explain. Go ahead.
But they're different festive flavors.
How many
and
different flavors?
There's, I believe, 4.
We tried
and
one
no.
so far.
We tried one, which was toasted marshmallow, and we all wanted to gag.
Yeah.
It was passed around with the phrase, "This is awful."
Are you not going to take all of them, or are we just going to try one?
at a time?
Okay.
If you're
No,
gonna
I think
try,
we should crack open all of them
what
because I will
flavors?
not
Is
drink
that
them.
pumpkin spice?
This is the most like Thanksgiving one. By the way, taking off the headphones during the podcast is jarring.
I know.
Yeah.
Absolutely
I know.
throws
It's a
you out of
lot.
it. This is the most in between one because the other week I tried toasted marshmallow.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Horrible.
Not good at all.
Horrible.
This is pumpkin
Awful.
spice
Why wouldn't you
seltzer.
go for? There's like one that's like crisp apple.
There's an apple crisp and there's a
That would probably be the
maple,
best one.
Maple something.
I will say the apple one is probably.
I'm
the
gonna try
only
the maple
that
one after
is
this.
Are we
good.
going to try? Are we all going to try it?
Yeah,
Go
we're
this
all
way.
going to take a sip.
Everybody's been COVID tested, right?
Yeah.
COVID
sure.
tested
Go
and
this way. I'll go
vaccinated.
last though because I am coming down from a little cold. But
Okay.
I'll go last.
Well, what are we doing here? What is this?
I'll go last.
Have you been
Something,
tested?
Yes,
Do you think
I've
you're
been
going to
tested.
drink this more than one sip? No.
Here's to us.
And I'm not even sick. I'm just
Yeah,
coming
you
down
guys have
from
already
it.
swapped spit, so that's
Yeah,
safe.
you guys have been swapping spit
Oh.
all week.
All right.
Automatic. Your turn. No, that literally looks awful.
Do I even want to smell it first?
No,
No, don't smell it. Don't ruin it.
I'm not
for
gonna
yourself.
say what I think yet. Hold it in, Cara. Hold it in and pass it to Annie.
Wait, you take another sip? Are you taking another sip? You psycho.
No, I don't.
It's pumpkin spice Bud
The
Light.
second
Okay.
one was worse.
Okay, I'm gonna
Stop,
let
stop.
everyone taste it, and then I'm gonna say what I think it tastes like.
Oh.
The world has gone too far, is what I'm hearing. Oh my god. Your breasts.
God has left
Muzzle.
us.
Oh, that.
If God is still alive, He doesn't care about us anymore.
Aftertaste.
Yep.
It tastes like pumpkin puree.
Yeah,
It tastes
like you
like
took-
if
like
you
you
carve
took
a
the
pumpkin
oil-
and you
the
accidentally
oil
like.
But also a
pumpkin.
candle.
That is not good.
No, the aftertaste was worse.
That is rough.
The
That tastes-
aftertaste turns sour.
It tastes like pumpkin. Like if you carve a pumpkin and then ate little bits of
Bleh.
pumpkin. That's what it tastes like.
That was awful.
That was not good.
What does
in
it even
any
say
right.
in the ingredients?
Bud Light, we need to have a
Water.
conversation.
Cold.
Probably
oh
fructose
gosh.
corn syrup.
Cold fermented cane sugar.
Oh,
Fermented.
I hate all
well,
this.
okay, it's
That's what
seltzer,
beer
so it's
is,
probably
right?
it's
Natural
Malt
flavors,
liquor.
Malt
citric
liquor.
acid. See, I tasted orange, weirdly.
Citric.
Yeah,
I
it's
did
probably in
too.
there.
Ooh, I wonder
Citric
if
acid,
you're like.
sodium citrate.
The aftertaste
There's
is
nothing-
more
look,
more citrusy to
no,
me.
there's
stevia
nothing-
leaf extract and
Stevia.
There's nothing
and malted
natural in
rice.
that.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
I can taste the stevia too.
It's
I can taste
just
the
a
orange.
big
Horrible.
barrel
Oh,
of
it's just bad sugar.
nasty,
Nastiness.
like
well,
whipped up.
Stay tuned because I think the next 2 flavors are going to
Hopefully,
be
will
better.
be better.
Oh, we're doing this once. We're saving it.
Yeah,
every
we're
week.
saving
Okay,
it.
cool.
Yeah.
So-
No, next week let's just jump on to good old fashioned cocktails. You know,
Yeah.
this was far and wide bad. And
Yeah.
I've now tasted 2 of the ones in that package.
Bad.
Bad.
Okay,
I
would
think
you
we
say
we
this
have
one was
4
better
weeks.
or worse than toasted marshmallow?
I would say this is better
This
than
is
toasted
better than
marshmallow.
toasted
I think so,
marshmallow.
too.
It's
Felt
disgusting.
like tasted like trash.
Yeah.
Literally.
Hopefully this means the end of seltzers because
Yeah.
It's too
was
far.
this the summer of the White Claw or was last summer the summer of
Last
the White
summer
Claw?
was the White Claw summer, I feel like.
Right? 2020 was like White
2020
Claw
was
summer.
hardcore. That's where everyone had no
God. And
no
even
laws
kind of
when
the year
there's
before,
claws.
really.
Yep.
No laws when you're drinking claws.
So there's 4 weeks left in December. I think we should all take a week to make
A
holiday
cocktail?
A
Done.
cocktail. Sounds
Done.
Should
good.
we like make
Dibs
our
on
own
hot buttered rum.
creation?
What was that?
No, I'm making
Should
hot
we make
buttered
like
rum.
our own creation?
You can make your own, or you can find one on Pinterest. But we should probably not double up. So maybe
I wanna-
release
That's
the
true.
name
Yeah,
I
at
want to
some
jump
point.
before we
Making hot
get into
buttered
our
rum.
TikToks. I want to answer the question that John had, which is like, what are you excited about? Or
Yes,
was
yes,
that-
yes.
I had
Yes,
that
go
question.
for
You
it.
may.
Sorry,
Is the
Right.
episode
Okay.
over already?
Just about.
I know. It went
But
fast.
this sounds so weird and morbid.
Doo-doo.
Well, I tried to cut us off early 2 weeks ago, whenever we had that.
Yeah, remember
So
how-
I'm gonna
I-
make it long this time to
That's
make up
fine.
for that.
Go ahead.
Respectfully.
Because Karen and
but
I have to answer too.
This is so weird. It's like a weird idea, but I wanted to kind of.
I don't know.
express
Last
it.
week you told a grave robbing story, so go ahead.
Oh gosh.
Or something like that. Was that
Yeah.
on the podcast?
I don't.
Oh.
Yes,
I don't
it was.
know. I
It
think
was not on the podcast. I can tell you that much. It definitely
That will
was
be
not on the
next week.
podcast.
Okay, never mind.
Next Halloween season.
I will tell my grave robbing story,
Wait,
and it wasn't
sure it
robbing.
was.
It
Was
wasn't
it? No, it was
not.
It was
after.
after.
We talked about the
It was-
Hollywood
it was-
No,
cemetery.
I remember what I said
was
about
after.
it, and I would not have said it on the podcast.
grave digging, not
No,
robbing.
it was grave setting. You know,
well, no,
it's
because
fine.
that's
It's
what I said
leveling.
when I wanted on my tombstone.
Yeah.
Which is, I'll share that bad bitches die hard.
That much you can know.
That's my favorite
And
thing.
then the rest of the story will be later.
Sorry. So
But-
you're excited for Christmas.
Because
this is a weird concept.
It's a weird concept, so stick with me.
Yes.
So my grandparents on my father's side have both passed now.
Yes.
And so this is going to be the first Christmas with like just my immediate family, because we always do Christmas Eve with my mom's side, and then we did Christmas Day with my dad's side. So for the past 23 years, it was them coming down or us going up there. And
Yeah.
for the past 10 years, they've been very elderly. So it's been like very accommodating, and my dad driving all the way up to go get him and driving down. So it's been this whole deal of like having the elderly grandparents over for Christmas. So this is going to be the first year where it's like my parents and my sister
How
and my
stoked
brother-in-law.
are you?
And it's kind of cool because like, well, now we get to like do a family tradition that we can start. Like this is the first year of the family tradition that like my parents' grandkids could have.
Nice.
You're so sick, Eddie. You're so
You're
messed
so
up.
sick.
No, I kind of.
I'm excited because it's like my first Christmas without my grandparents.
Well,
like
here's the thing, right? Okay.
like my
here's the
like
thing.
my
you
grandma's
say it
dead,
that
so
way?
it's like I'm excited to like not have her around for Christmas.
First
you know?
of all, they
Hey.
were both alive last year for Christmas, so now
okay, cool.
It's not just well, they're both dead now, so it's first Christmas without either of them.
Fun.
I have to tell you.
I had a similar thing.
For Christmas.
yeah.
For Christmas
Super
dinner,
quirky.
it used to be like my grandma on my dad's side, like a ton of family used to come.
Yeah.
And then it started dwindling, like not because they were dying, just because people couldn't make it out this year. Blah blah.
Cutting
but
ties.
then when my grandma passed away, that was the 1 year when it was just my family, and it was weird, but it was nice because from then on we started doing different things.
Yeah, because at some point when your grandparents start dying, it factions, right? Because then your
Yes.
cousins start having kids.
I do
and
know
then
this to be true.
Your parents become the grandparents.
Yep.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
then
that's so weird to me.
you start so like at some point you're not hanging out with
Yep.
your aunts and
Yep.
uncles and all your cousins for the most part. Usually it's now your kids are all the cousins
Yeah.
Yeah.
and you are the aunts
Yep.
and uncles.
Because
and
the
your parents
connecting
are the
dots
grandparents.
aren't there anymore, so it's kind of like, well, what do we
Well,
like?
yeah,
We'll just
it'd be
spend time with our own
our
immediate
own
families.
And so it's kind of like the first year, and within the next couple of years, my sister and brother-in-law are talking about having kids. And so like this is kind of like the only time where we will ever be an
Yeah.
immediate family
Yep.
of 5, and that will be
Make sure you
it.
take
Yeah.
a photo.
We got My dad was a
Yep.
photographer. I'm sure there'll be photos, but
Right.
Forget that guy.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Annie's looking forward to not having her grandparents. Cara, what are you looking forward to? Not having yours.
Mary?
You know what? Never mind. Just
I am
last episode was what the podcast.
No, look,
So wait.
I fully understand the sentiment. I
Oh,
did.
really?
No,
Do you?
okay.
'Cause
I
now-
had the same thing happen to me. Oh, really?
Let's
When
just
my
head out.
grandfather passed away in November, and in that same July, my grandma went to an assisted living facility because she had Alzheimer's.
Are you trying to one up my dead
I'm
grandparents?
just saying, I had the same thing.
I
that
feel bad
the
for
first Christmas where every Christmas Eve was like at their house.
Yeah,
the
and
same
then-
thing. And then it was suddenly like, what do we do on Christmas Eve?
Yep.
Our Thanksgiving we had was at their house before we sell it.
Yep.
And so it was like the last family
Yeah.
thing at their house while we had
Crazy.
it. It was just weird to think about. But
Bro.
exciting for new traditions.
New traditions.
And now you guys will make new traditions with your family. Your
Is that
family
what-
to
is that what
that
you were
one
gonna
day.
say?
Well, I have
What
a
were you
couple
gonna
things.
say?
One of them is not really related to holidays. It's just I'm
Perfect.
excited to start a new
Classic
job.
Cara.
Cool.
New job.
Classic
New job.
Cara.
Because it's just during the holidays.
Yep.
And then waking up Christmas morning and us having Christmas morning together.
I was going to ask if you guys are going to do that or
We
if you
are.
guys do.
Yeah.
I think so.
Nice. That's really
Yeah.
nice.
With our kitties.
Our cats.
Love them.
Cats,
Kitties.
not kids.
Our children.
Kitties.
From our own
Are you gonna get
individual
the cats
relationships
gifts, you
prior
think?
to.
Fire.
Oh, they always get gifts.
Your
Yeah.
17-year-old.
They have little stockings.
Her 3-year-old.
Yeah.
My dogs get gifts too. I was just wondering.
Oh, yeah.
I just assumed you guys were going to.
Well, because we
Yep.
we
Any minute now.
got we got our cats. Their gotcha day is December 18th,
Oh.
and Tanya made them little stockings. She bought like little
That's adorable.
stockings
So
and
cute. Will this be 1 year?
embroidered.
It'll be a whole year of having cats.
Yeah.
Wow.
We got our cats.
Their birthday
the
was a
day,
couple months ago,
No, actually,
but-
we got them on the 19th, honey. Because
19th?
we got them the
Oh, it
day
was
after
the
we got
day,
engaged.
The day after we got engaged. That's right.
That's right.
Wow.
19th.
that.
Talk
Yeah.
about the ultimate
Remember?
surprise, huh, Cara?
Oh yeah.
Those kitties
Well,
are
we had been
cute.
looking at getting cats anyways, and then literally the day after it was like,
like,
oh, these two
so,
are available,
yeah.
and Ryan was
Yeah.
like, let's go, and I was like, are you sure?
Yeah, whatever. I was in that kind
And then
of
we got
mood.
them.
I love them.
Just making life choices.
Got
The
myself
best
a
part
wife.
is if
Got
you ever
myself
Got
a
myself
ever
two
stay at
cats.
their house in the middle of the night, those cats,
Zoomies.
they
The races.
We call them the
go
races.
so hard, and it's the best because all you can hear is like just little like pitter patters.
I wish it was
Nope.
back when they were little cats.
Nope.
Or little kitties. Now
Not
they're
no more.
cats, and so it's like it's like the horse races. Like
We, literally last
They
night in the middle of the
run
night,
around.
they were running around, and I was like, the races.
The races.
there they go. Yep.
Races.
'Cause she
John,
lives
what are
there now.
you excited about?
No, I
John
already
said
went.
it first.
Oh.
Your turn.
My
don't
what am I?
remember.
Oh, thank you, Cara. What am I excited for
Sorry
this
about
Christmas season? Yeah, nothing. I'm excited for things to chill out. Like it's been such a busy season for us. Like, and I love it. You
I
know?
am.
But
I am
I'm
too.
ready to just like hang out at home.
I don't have to think about wedding prep anymore.
No more wedding prep. No more,
That's nice.
going to school.
Hey, first Christmas married.
First married
Yep.
Christmas.
That's right.
Hey,
Ayo.
you'll get there, man.
That's sweet of you guys.
As a your new
Is this
marriage
is
counselor.
this bit gonna be
well, as you're
until I get married?
as I
Yeah.
give my
Yeah,
my
it
sound
is.
marriage advice here. I mean, just hey,
Hey, just wait it out, man.
communication is key. And well, you
What
know,
else? What else?
You know.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
No,
I
go
mean-
ahead.
Hey, just pick up some cranberries.
Hey, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
What kind of TikToks we got?
Gosh.
John,
Here we go. Ooh, this looks good. I'm so hungry. I could.
I know.
Wow,
I
I
know.
could
Me
eat
too.
the TV.
Oh
Hold
my
on,
gosh.
hold
Beside
on.
that.
I need to change the
nachos.
thingy ma bobber. There
Is
we
it switching?
Guys, I'm
Here we are,
so
here we are.
freaking hungry right now.
3, 2, 1.
Oh.
Little cheese action.
It's like a nacho feasting table. Wow, that's it.
We should do that one
Incredible.
time.
Nacho plate
You
or a
literally
nacho table.
put saran wrap on a table. People have been like making fun of it because it started with like a pasta table.
Oh.
Someone made a bunch of
Oh, yeah.
pasta and
Let's
just
do
put a
it.
ton of
It's a little
marinara sauce.
foolish.
All right, here
Okay,
we go.
never
just
mind.
get
Let's not do
cold.
it.
No, the
Yeah, that's
nacho
a
thing's great,
terrible
not the
idea.
pasta bar.
Oh yeah. Okay. Cool.
Go. Oh,
The third photo was a little much. Oh,
I missed it.
The dog is just like
Incredible.
a bare stomach.
you think that they
I like that
shape the
trend, but don't you
stomach?
feel like it kind of diminishes
But
the
no.
trend a little bit? Doing it with the dog, it's kind of like making fun of it almost.
No,
What's the-
because it
what's the
said
trend?
doing the trend, but
What are
with
you
the
talking
trend
Trend
about?
is like women
It's like
post
women-
pictures
yeah.
to like
Empowering
empower
themselves.
them.
And they just
Cool.
did like with a dog. Like
I thought it was
this would be
cute.
fun.
Dog
I'm just kidding.
empowerment. Yeah, dumb TikTok. Okay, next.
No, it wasn't a dumb TikTok, Carrie. You did great.
Oh, Papio.
Wow.
Cara just wants us to get a dog. I'm just
A
gonna say
Hallmark
it out
dog.
loud.
That's what this is.
So cute.
Yeah,
They don't
this-
stay that size.
Your guys'
I know.
like
We
conversations
get a
are going to
mini
start to
beagle.
bleed into what TikToks we get every week.
Yeah.
Karen wants a dog,
It's
so
gonna-
it's all
it's
dog
gonna, like,
TikToks.
It's
gonna
just
spark
dog
a
TikTok.
fight- a
Look,
fight
see,
that
there's a
they've been
bunch of more
having.
dogs.
Yep, more dogs.
More dogs.
Little deer. Aww.
But the fire is so
Christmas.
delightful.
Even though we don't get snow.
Since we don't
Place to go.
So cute. That's all. That's all for today.
Wow.
Very nice, Kara.
Thank you. Those were quickies.
Wow.
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 Episode 54.
Wow. That's right.
Wow.
That's my little soft shoe.
That's nice.
Well,
It's very nice.
we're nearing the end of the year. How many more episodes until it's 2022?
Oh. Ooh.
I think our last episode comes out on the 29th or the 30th, I believe.
Let me confirm that.
No, because the 30th is no, not a Tuesday. The 30th is
we'll
no.
actually have an episode come out on
31st.
New Year's Eve on the 31st.
I knew.
We'll
I
have to
didn't
make
know
a
if
big
it was
deal about it.
exactly.
we
yeah.
will.
Yep.
We've had a lot of
Holiday
set
episodes.
changes and
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
A lot
Yes.
of big episodes.
This studio has
this
seen
year.
some things, and tell you what, it's only going to see more. In 2022, the year of the Hype House.
Hype House.
Dang.
Can't wait.
Dang.
Can't wait.
Big stuff, you
Big
guys. Big
thing.
stuff. Well, everyone, thanks for tuning in this week. Form your own opinions. And we'll see you next week on
What the Podcast?